Welcome back to the White Time channel. Today, Clairo. What is it called? Charm. No wheel. It's a new release. Dummy. We're in person too. This is the first in-person video besides our vinyl hauls that we've done.
Correct.
So this will be weird. It'll be different. This is not going to be a regular thing. This is just a one-off because there's too much stuff coming out and we're not going to wait.
Yes. Well, you were in town for the weekend. We considered taking the week off, but then we were like, actually, Clairo can't wait.
That's true.
So
Eminem can.
Eminem can.
We're not doing Eminem. But we've done Sling and Immunity on the channel.
We have done all of her albums so far. I've heard Sexy for Someone.
Me too.
Have you heard any of the other singles?
I think Nomad's the only other one, and I have not heard that one.
Okay.
But Sexy to Someone is pretty great.
It is pretty good.
So
yeah,
it's 10 tracks, 38 minutes. Pretty typical. I think all of her albums are kind of like that. But it seems like we're going back in the Sling direction, which is exactly what I wanted. So this should be fantastic.
Yeah. So I guess without any further ado, we'll get started. Track 1 is Nomad.
So all my things become nomadic. I'd run the risk, and just in case I might. So all my things and become the night. Oh, it's hard to believe it's even irrational for me.
Nomad.
Fantastic. Yeah, this is exactly kind of what I was expecting with Sexy to Someone. It's like an expansion on the Sling sound, which I really like. It's interesting because like you have the drums do not sound like a soft rock song, but the rest of it kind of does. So it's kind of mixing that bedroom element with his, which is really cool. Guitar part, fantastic. I love the bass on it. The bridge was really cool. It really, I don't know, it has this really nice blend that she does really well. I think this genre is very oversaturated right now, and this is still something new and feels very, very, very like authentic to her. So yeah. Lyric wise, I think it's pretty much a continuation of Sling, this kind of like just yearning to be wanted no matter what. I think a lot of the lyrics on that record cut, like they're very emotional tracks. It's a very subtle record, which as you dig into it, it's like really, really heavy at some parts. But yeah, this sounded fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. I'm right there with you. I would say I'm probably a bigger fan of Immunity than you are.
Yes.
But I think that this is like a perfect continuation of Sling. I think if we got another Sling, that would have been a little bit too much. Because Sling is so unique, and like it is the one thing it is. I wouldn't want her to try to do it again. And I'm glad that she's kind of evolving her style to like kind of combine her roots of making these kind of like you know, kind of, I don't want to say cheap, but like, you know,
Bedroom, like,
bedroom
yeah,
kind of.
yeah.
And I like that. But I do like that the production seems to be a little bit more grand.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't just, you know, guitars and strings. Not saying that's a bad thing, because, you know, I love guitars and strings.
True.
But I just think that this is a really great continuation, and I'm pumped.
Yeah, and we do not have Jack Antonoff on board this time, so
Oh.
I'm kind of happy with that, because this sounds a lot more full, and I think Jack
Yes.
Antonoff kind of overstayed his welcome in this space, so I think it got a little stale. Although,
Yeah.
I think Sling is the best thing he's kind of done in this area.
Sure.
But, yeah, very
Yeah.
good.
He's not on any of these songs.
No.
Wow.
I don't think so.
All
I'm
right.
not seeing it. I'm seeing a Leon Michaels.
Leon Michaels. Okay. Well, thank you, Leon Michaels.
Very cool.
Very cool. I guess we'll move on. Track 2 is Sexy to Someone. So we'll play it again, Sam.
Sexy to someone is all I really want. Sometimes sexy to someone is all I really want. Nothing more, nothing less. I've thought walking through the park. And it's just a little thing I can't live without. Sexy is something I see in everything. Honey sticking to your hands, sugar on the round. Sexy to somebody, it would be up. Oh, I need a reason to get out of the house. And it's just a little thing I can't live without. I want to be this sexy to us. I want to be the one sexy to her. I want to be.
All right. Sexy to Someone.
Very nice. I think I like Nomad better, honestly. But I think this is like a cool kind of hit, more standout of the record. I think that was kind of the purpose of it being the debut single.
Yeah.
But it is a really interesting mix, because I think we lose some of the organicness that Sling had, where it is very acoustic 70s kind of soft rock.
Yes.
This feels like it is digitally spliced together, but using all these really nice warm sounds. Like you have this, it's still kind of like a drum machine, hip hop almost beat, like she was doing on Immunity.
Yeah.
But then you have like a woodwind section and the piano and the guitar all functioning in these like areas that you wouldn't expect them to. The piano becomes percussion at certain points.
Yeah.
It's a really cool mix. I'm really enjoying it. It's very unique still. Lyrics wise, I think it's a great sentiment. I like that kind of, I think this is kind of building on, I forgot what the song is on Sling, but that kind of like wanting to be desired no matter what, but also just like trying to find beauty in everyday things. I think it's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the song has a great flow to it. I think it's fantastic.
I would agree. I think that this is a pretty perfect kind of response to Amoeba. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the second track, so I think she like kind of lulls you in with a pretty sweet intro, and then with a pop hit. I think it's pretty well done. I love the clarinet, the
Really?
little riff, man, so good. I think it does almost the same thing that like the intro to Amoeba does. Just that really, really great sound. And yeah, I guess it isn't like folk at this point. Like I think Sling is pretty firmly placed in folk.
Yeah, this is more soft rock. Like
This is soft
yeah,
rock,
yeah.
which I love soft rock. So
Seems to be making a comeback actually, which
Yeah.
I'm here for. I think it's the natural progression for indie folk being so hot right now.
yes, that's true.
But
I'm pumped for the Mitski soft rock record.
yes, we need to do Lemon Twigs. That's on my
Lemon
wheel.
Twigs. Okay.
They did a soft rock one last year and this year that people go crazy about.
Oh,
So,
all right.
yeah.
Well, coming soon. But we'll move on. Track 3 is Second Nature.
Should have put it as track 2. Can't count.
Jack Antonoff put it on there.
That's true.
And through all the noise, my train of thought destroyed. And once you get in my ear, I see kismet sleeping on. It's second nature, like the sap from the cedar, rolling down to be near her. It's second nature. It's second nature. Soon you'll realize too how it aligns. You ought to know the truth.
A fade out.
Okay.
Wow.
We're really going to the 70s.
Really? All right, that was Second Nature.
That was great. Yeah, I think a lot of the same notes production wise. It feels like it is like kind of spliced together, but in a really cool way. I think I'm glad the Immunity kind of like inspiration from hip hop and lo-fi is kind of coming back, and we're using organic instruments to fill those gaps, which is like really, really cool. I don't see that a lot. Like just like breaking the song and putting a waltz in for the bridge was really cool, and then you switch right back. You have this fuzzy guitar coming in, the clarinets doing the outro.
Yeah.
It's a really cool mix. I really love it. And just it's a lot more upbeat. I'm glad this is like there's a lot more light shining into this record so far. I think Sling is a dead of winter album kind of for Emma style, and this feels a lot more colorful, and I like that she's like having more positive interactions on these songs again. So that might be my favorite so far.
I think so.
Yeah.
I would even go so far as to say that might be one of my favorite Clairo
Okay.
songs, period.
Okay.
Man, I know you brought up the 70s last time. That felt like a 60s or
Yes.
even 50s,
Yeah.
like Motown almost. It got some elements of doo-wop in the beginning. I'm like, man, this is a weird place for it to go, but it sounds so good. And she's just a really talented musician. I feel like I underestimate her all the time, even though I love her music. It's like, well, she probably couldn't make a Motown song. Sounds like something like Al Green would make.
Yeah.
So good.
I remember when she was called an industry plant when she first started. That was wild.
Y'all are cowards.
Yeah.
Just because her dad works at Coca-Cola. Last time I checked, Coca-Cola doesn't make music.
That's true.
Except that one time they told the world to share Coke.
Oh
Remember
yeah,
that?
I do remember that.
A great moving commercial. Moved me to tears many times, actually.
I was there.
I was there. I was sitting there in front of my CRT in the
57 years old.
I was eating my Mr. T cereal, weeping in front of the TV when I was trying to watch the Flintstones, obviously. Anyways, track 4 is Slow Dance.
Oh boy.
Favorite Mitski song.
Real. Don't call me a dum-dum.
In the window turning light does not mean goodbye. And two candles
Slow Dance.
Fantastic. Yeah, texturally amazing. I love the pianos and the layering of it. Just like such a simple like start to it, and the way it builds is just really, really, really nice. I feel like she has a lot more of a grasp on like the track's progression on this record than like Immunity did.
Yeah.
And I love like switching between the more like lo-fi drum machine esque to like an actual drum kit on the chorus. That was really cool. We're seeing like these sharp changes, but they're not too drastic that like it throws you off. We don't get like a waltz section like the last track, but like there's still some of that in here. We got the flutes, we got the clarinet, we got the vocal layering at the last chorus, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
Lyrics wise, I like the sentiment of like her, like I feel like it's a concept at this point. She's like found someone, and then the song she's like kind of questioning why like she's super committed and the other person is not. Like they have like people to fall back on, and it feels like this is like her one shot. So yeah, really great. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I think she's on a heater right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to call it right now, but Sling, famously, one of the only albums we've ever done. Every single song made it in the winning
That's
playlist.
true. That's true.
That one and the self-titled Fleet Foxes are the only two, which isn't really a good grade, because really that just means that all of the songs are great out of the context of the album that I would just listen to.
But for you, score wise, that is like.
But yes.
Yeah.
And so far, all of these are easily in the winning playlist. I'm absolutely loving this album so far. And I do love that. I mean, Sling, it felt like every song was just like kind of one idea. And here she seems to be experimenting and really mixing it up, like doing sections that are completely different, like on Second Nature and this one, Slow Dance. And I'm here for it.
Yes,
I
sir.
love that versatility, and I love the switch ups.
Yes, sir.
So I love this thing so far. Don't disappoint me, Clairo. I know she watches all of our videos. She's been in all.
She
the
started as a
comments.
YouTuber, so I mean, she's got to watch all the YouTube channels reacting to a record, right?
Well, yeah, and she's been leaving very nice comments.
That's true.
On us.
In our business email.
And our yes, she's been.
She's not paying for this video. She might have paid for another one, but I'm not gonna tell you.
Let's just say
I've said
she's,
too much.
She's a big fan of the Haunted Mount.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, of course. So, as we say to Clairo, track 5 is Thank You.
Thank you.
Sometimes I wonder if you were the one when you opened the door, cracked me wide open. Something about it doesn't sit right with me, and how could it be? I really hate to admit it. I put my pride on the line, 'cause when I met you I knew it. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your time. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the time. All because of you. All because of Thank you for the time.
All right, that was Thank You. So that was Thank You.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I think that one has to grow on me. I think it's the most straightforward track we've had so far, which is not a bad thing. I think I'm liking that there's bridges in every one of those tracks.
Yes.
Like, it really lets the woodwind shine, because that is like a unique element to this that you don't see a lot of. And the way that they were like kind of layering them was really interesting, because it felt like that's what a guitar solo would be, but they're playing it on the woodwind part, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty solid. I definitely need more time with that one because it did not stick out as much as the rest so far.
Sure. I think I'm right there with you. Not that this was a bad song by any means, but man, I think Second Nature and Slow Dance were just so weird and wild, and that they were throwbacks at parts, and then complete genre switch ups, which I thought were pretty good. This did feel more like a sling song,
Yeah.
which is not a bad thing by any means, but it doesn't stand out as much as the rest of this album has. But yeah, I did really like it. This one felt like a John Denver song. Like it was written
Yeah.
like an old, almost not even like, it didn't sound like an old country song, but it just like felt like John Denver's song, I'm Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting flashes of that, which I'm not even a big John Denver fan, but sorry.
John Denver reaction coming soon. That would get 2 views.
I would be down, but I don't think anyone would watch it. All right. Track 6 is Terrapin. Whatever that means. I don't know.
Turtle.
Ah. This does sound like a turtle song.
We can go wherever we want. The plains is in this open door. You can say whatever you want. I don't need much to like a fine and I guess I don't cry.
All right. That was Terrapin.
I think this is the best song.
Yeah.
That was wild. That sounded like a sample. Like she made a track that sounded like a sample. Like I needed like an Earl Sweatshirt feature on that or something. The way everything was like produced on that was fantastic. It felt like an old hip hop loop, but it was just like this soft rock song. And the lyrics are simple. I love the like higher key when she goes into the refrain. The piano was going crazy on the bridge. Everything was just really, really, really well done. I think like instrumentally, it's the most complex. It's the most entertaining one that we've had so far. I know there was like an instrumental track on Sling that I really enjoy.
Yes.
This was kind of similar to that. It felt like an intermission, but at the same time, like it felt the most full and complete as an instrumental. So
Yeah.
I think that one's my favorite.
I think I might agree with you there. This reminded me a lot of the song You Make Me Feel Brand New, which is a great song. But yeah, just keeping it in this vein. I'm surprised, like, she really is kind of like a trailblazer in a way. Like, she was on the 70s kick, and then everybody followed her on that. And then she's like, you know what, screw it, we're going to go back further. Go back to the 50s and the 60s. And man, it sounds so good. It kind of borders on like an elevator jazz type of beat.
I was thinking that, yeah.
But it doesn't feel corny. Like it just slaps. And yeah, big win for Clairo, I think.
No misses.
No misses. It's the best song named after a turtle I know,
True.
besides the song named Franklin.
My favorite turtle. Is he a turtle? Tortoise? My sources are telling me turtle.
Well, the next track is named after the female version of my favorite Elliot Page film, Juna.
Juna.
Come to me slowly. close enough that I feel it on my skin. I don't even try. I don't have to think. With you, there's no pretending. You know me. You know me. And I just might know you. Don't even try. I don't have to think. With you, there's no pretending. You know me. You know me. I just might know you too.
All right, that was Juna.
Coming out the jazz club with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is so in her bag right now. It's crazy. Yeah. I this is like such an artistic evolution just from the 3 records we've heard. Like every single record seems like a significant step up from the last one.
Absolutely.
The mix of things here is just fantastic. I know Sophistopop was a listed genre for this thing, and the only other thing I've ever heard like that is the Sade record we did. And I think this track, you can see a lot of the similarities of that. Like, you have this kind of R&B drum pattern, but then you have like all these organic instruments on top and more of like a band layout. The pianos are just going crazy. Vocally, she is trying so many different things. The refrain here is really cool. And she just gives everything its space to like really shine. Like, there's so many like standout moments on every single track. So yeah, she is on such a hot streak right now. There's no misses on this thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was thinking the same thing. Where I'm like, this kind of sounds like a Sade song.
Yeah.
And I mean that in the best way possible. Oh man, yeah. This song is so g-dang good. Man, I can't believe like it was like a 90s R&B drum. I was like jamming to that the whole time. It's like, wow. She is like one of the most exciting artists to me right now. This is crazy.
Especially in this genre. I mean, like,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
so many. Like, we had the Lizzie album. We had,
Yeah.
well, I mean, the Adrian Linker was fantastic,
Wow.
but that is like traditional folk. This is like kind of pushing the boundary of like, we're capturing this nostalgia, but this sounds like it was made this year.
Right.
And that's a balance that not a lot of artists have really struck.
Yeah.
So,
I was thinking about that too with the Lizzie record where I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
man, like every Lizzie song, she's mostly doing the same vocal
Yep.
inflection, and it's that Billie Eilish, Phoebe Bridgers whisper, and Clairo kind of has the same kind of timbre. She's kind of like way back in the back of her throat.
but this is what you can do with that.
Absolutely.
And that's what I want.
Absolutely. That's why she's like miles ahead
Yep.
of everyone else in her field. Wow. I'm kind of shocked. How good
We got
this
more.
is. I know. I know. All right. Track. I don't have numbers on my phone. Is this track 8?
This is track 8.
Track 8. Add Up My Love. Hard to do when you can't see the words.
That's true.
If I could wait for a time to be sad about it, I'd choose a day when you've gone away and done
Bye.
Another one. All right, that was Add Up My Love.
Great. I think that does what Sexy to Someone was doing better. I think this works better as a more of like a upbeat, poppy kind of hit.
Yeah.
I think the flow of it is a lot better. I think the chorus is fantastic. Again, just all the different instruments she's using. She just introduces new things as well. And it all just works really, really, really well. I don't know if I have too much to say about it. I was just kind of grooving and not paying too much attention. But I need to get this in headphones too, because I just need to see how the channels are working with all this stuff.
Right.
Because even just on the sound bar that we're on right now, it's sounding great and full and warm and fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, this sounded like an Immunity song. But like with the instrumentation of this album, which automatically makes it a 10. Yeah, no, I loved that song. Yeah, like the drum machine kind of, I thought it was like, wait, is she like going way back? She's just doing an Immunity song? But then like those flutes came in. It almost reminded me of like the riff from the Car Wash song. You know what I'm talking
Yes.
about? That's what I was kind of getting the vibe of. I'm like, man, it's kind of like a disco thing kind of going.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it. I loved it.
That is interesting because it does remind me of an Immunity song. I'm like, this sounds familiar. I haven't listened to that album in a while, but that sounded very familiar.
See, I just threw on Immunity a couple weeks ago because I'm like, we're going to be doing Clairo. I should reacquaint myself with Immunity. It slaps. It slaps harder than I remember.
Yeah, I need to go back to it.
It's really good. Especially the closer. And there's another one. The one that she goes, shut up. And then it like blows up. Real Clairo fans know what I'm talking about.
I don't.
Yeah, all my Claire heads.
Yeah, Claire heads.
Oh, that's really good. Like Airheads.
Oh, okay.
Dude. You can take that one for free.
You can pay us if you want, though.
Yeah, I know you're already up in our business email.
But we won't talk about that again.
It's fine. Track 9 is Echo.
This is a vacation getaway song.
It does sound like
Yeah.
There is something that I need from you.
Oh, that transitions.
Oh,
All right, well, that was Echo.
fantastic. 60s straight up.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite record this year is Diamond Jubilee by Cindy Lee by like a wide margin still, and this has that same kind of vibe of like this 60s nostalgic but also like weirdly ethereal feel to it. It captures it perfectly, especially that instrumental break. I'm loving just like you have the finger pick guitar and then you have this great organ in the background to just create a really nice atmosphere. I love her vocals and her inflection on this. It sounds like an old doo-wop song, but it's like with this Phoebe Bridgers-ification of the current day, which is like a really cool combo.
Yeah.
That one was fantastic.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. This is the Clairo water level
Yes.
song that we've all been dreaming of.
Every album needs a water level.
Absolutely. Not in a desert level. This kind of does both. It was kind
That's
of
true.
this like there's a little shuffle to it. And I liked it. There was like that wood block or claves or something in the background, just keeping it hiding out back there. But I loved it. I think that, I don't know. This might be my album of the year.
Yeah, it's
climbing.
it's up there.
It's climbing. Holy cow. All right, we still have 2 songs left, and apparently it transitions.
Okay.
So, gotta love that. But we'll just keep it going. Track 10 is A Glory of the Snow. Okay, it doesn't really transition.
It works though.
I can feel there's something in the between.
Gotta stop this. All of these are transitioning right at the end. Alright, that was A Glory of the Snow.
Fantastic. It's so impressive that like I think it's really difficult when you have this weird of a mix of things to like keep everything unique and sounding different.
Yeah.
All of these tracks are so distinct, and they're all
yeah.
using the same instruments. I love the woodwinds on this. Like it creates a drone in the background almost, and just creates a really cool setting. This was almost the desert level for me, even
Yeah.
though it's a song about snow. Um, but really fantastic. My assistant off screen said that they sound like Shabaka flutes, which is like a jazz record from this year, and it creates that really nice texture from it too. It's not the harshness of the flute; it's like that really nice timbre that you want for like a kind of drone effect to it. It's fantastic. I need to get this in headphones, and I need to like hear all these transitions really work because like she is just in her bag. This is fantastic.
Absolutely. Yeah, we went record shopping yesterday. I think we were both on a
We were looking for it.
because we knew that we were going to love this
Yeah.
thing, and I think on vinyl this is going to sound phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that almost sounded like a Wii song.
Yeah,
It's
almost.
kind of had that little jazz to it,
Mm-hmm.
and I love that. I love it. I'm kind of running out of things to say. It's all just consistently good.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll just close it out. Why not? The last track is Pier 4, which is
Isn't Pier 1 a store?
Pier 1 Imports.
Okay, this is Pier 4.
Pier 4 Exports.
Exports.
Yes, they send stuff out through here.
Yes.
And if you need to disappear, you'll have no reason to be sad at all. And when you find you're at the pier, playing out moments when there was a touch. And now I'm too tired from close being just too much.
All right, that was Pier 4 and the album as a whole.
Fantastic. One of my favorite things is when the album has a nice, soft closer. That's my favorite thing, and this lives up to it. It's kind of Sling-like, but still has a little bit of an evolution in terms of instrumental, and just wrapping the whole album up, kind of being like, even if relationships don't work, you got to move forward emotionally, otherwise you're going to stay stagnant and nothing's going to matter. So I kind of love that sentiment at the end to kind of wrap it up perfectly. I love just the kind of like the dreaminess. Yeah, there's a little bit of sad cowboy in it too, which I always really like. Cosmic cowboy, sad folk music is amazing. Yeah, amazing closer, and album as a whole is one of the strongest this year without a doubt. I need to listen to this thing again and again to really like figure out where it lays. But we've had a lot of great folk this year, but this is definitely the most unique out of them, I think. I mean, we had Beth Gibbons going a really different direction, but like this kind of evolving Sling and taking this soft rock direction more than the folk direction, I think works really well for her. I think she has a really good grasp of what she does well, and I think she has a really great understanding of the musical landscape right now. I think a lot of artists like try to kind of capture that. I think Lizzie, again, I this is why I have so many issues with her records, because it feels like she's a year or two behind the curve, and Clairo seems to be kind of leading the charge. I think at this point the ball is in like Phoebe or Mitski's court, because those are the top two in this area, I think, right now.
Sure.
Besides like Sufjan, but that's kind of the old guard. I think when it comes to newer artists that are hot right now, like I think Clairo might be leading at this point.
Yeah.
So fantastic.
Yeah, the future of folk is definitely female. I'll tell you that much. I'm not sure where this song like compares, because she's got some great closers.
She does.
I Wouldn't Ask You on Immunity is that song slaps so hard, and I also am a big fan of Management on
Real.
Sling. I think both of us were kind of like, that probably was like one of the weaker songs on Sling when we did our reaction, but that song has grown on me like no other song on Sling has. Especially how it like breaks down, and then like there's that like vocal run at the end that kind of swoops in and finishes it. Man, so good. And I knew that you were gonna. I'm like, this is Babby's kind of closer, because I feel like we've been getting a lot of these.
Yes.
Where it's just like
Javelin did it the best, but there's a lot of them.
Well, yeah, that's Javelin.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that this album as a whole, phenomenal. I think that this might be Clairo's best, which is saying a lot. And I think I got to agree with you. I think Lizzie, come on, you know,
You're seeing the light.
see the light. Well, no. I like.
No,
Lizzie,
yeah, I know.
but like, I'm saying, you know, and you were saying something that like Clairo knows what she does well, but also she knows when to experiment. This album is full of different sounds and different genres, and you can tell that like she has a lot of respects for the classics while also putting her own twist on it. It doesn't feel like spitting out like just a 60s song.
Right.
I've seen a lot of people complain about like Wise Blood about doing that. I disagree.
I do too.
But like I don't think that anyone is going to say this about that record.
No, I think we can kind of see her too because we kind of know what she listens to. Like she'll listen to Playboy Cardi one day, but like I know she has the entire Carole King discography memorized by heart at the same time.
Sure.
Like she is a true Gen Z kid like us that are like going through all different genres and eras, and then she knows what area to pull in and what to use, and that's what this is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's phenomenal.
And taking the best stuff from maybe sources that aren't the best, you know? Because I think there's a lot of stuff from the 50s and 60s that doesn't sound very good.
Yeah.
It sounds really old and aged. Maybe the lyrics haven't stood up to the test of time. But she's like, well, there's actually some nuggets in there that I'm going to yoink, put it in my weird sophistopop folk record. And yeah, I need to listen to this a whole lot more too.
Yes, sir.
Unfortunately, not every song made it to the winning playlist.
Not yet.
Sorry.
Not yet.
Maybe Thank You will find a spot, but
Yeah,
as of
we'll
right
see.
now,
We'll see.
that is the only song that is not in there. So that is it. That's Charm. What is next week?
What is next week?
Next week are we doing Bon Iver?
I think we're doing Bon Iver. I think that would be good actually. So yeah,
Okay.
next week we'll do 22 a Million. That should be an experience of a video. I haven't really dug into that record in a couple of years, and I'm really excited. That was the first experimental album I've ever listened to, I think.
Okay.
So I'm curious to see how that held up. But yeah, Bon Iver next week. I know people have been asking for that series to continue. We are not forgetting it. There's so much coming out right now.
Yeah.
So we got Bon Iver next week, and then Porter Robinson, I believe, is the week after that.
Absolutely.
So we'll be doing that. Then after that, we have Sufjan Seven Swans from My Wheel.
Finally.
And I think it's you.
Then it's My Wheel.
Or a Bab Jab, or a Small Wheel. But you'll find that out after Seven Swans.
We'll figure it out in a month.
Yeah.
7 swans. 7 swans.
I think we'll do Seven Swans.
Yes.
Again. We'll do it twice.
Twice. We'll do the deluxe edition, which I don't
Just
think
adds-
anything was added.
I think it adds a couple songs.
Oh, okay. Maybe we'll just do the deluxe edition and get the other tracks out of the way right away.
Why not?
Or
Are they
do a-
new songs?
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Okay.
We'll have our producer off stage tell us.
Jamie, could you look that up?
Jamie, pull that up. Yeah, that's it. Subscribe if you haven't and you're enjoying it. Leave a comment if you're enjoying it. Where does this rank for Clairo? I'm curious to see what people are thinking because I know people are like in love with Clairo's stuff. And
As are we.
yes,
Yep.
so I'm curious to see where this ranks. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Got a podcast. Check it out. I got a
Yeah.
big deep dive video coming in a couple months. Stay tuned for that. Mysterious.
I wonder what it could be.
Listen to our podcast to find out.
That's true. That is true. I think that's it. That's all
Yeah.
we have. Not all the videos are going to look like this. If this is your first time finding our videos, and you're like, wow, I love these guys' energy. They work really well off of each other in person. Sorry, Bucko.
Great sexual tension between the two on a couch. You're not going to get that. I'm sorry.
Yes, it's very
It's a one-off.
sexy red couch.
It is nice.
Okay, bye.